Good morning. I've got a different co-host. I got Jordan Cox sitting next to me. Paul Daly's trying to run through an airport. We're talking about CDK hacks, GM, and Prime Day.
There we go, Kyle. So good to see you today.
Jordan, we've had quite a morning.
You say so.
Oh, man. I am, just so everybody knows right now, I'm listening to my own audio about a second and a half after I say it. So if I speak weird, that's why.
That's something special right there.
Oh, man. So Paul and I are traveling, and it has been quite a morning because we are trying to get Paul on, but he's in an airport. That's not working so well. So we got Jordan. He's pinch hitting, coming in hot. So we'll be able to handle this really quickly. Jordan, how you doing this morning, man?
Man, I am great. It's a beautiful day here in northern Indiana. I'm more interested in how the weather and how things went yesterday at Beaver Toyota.
Dude, yesterday, I'm excited. We shot a whole video, but we were at the Beaver charity golf tournament, and we know dealers all over the country are doing charity golf tournaments. It's a great way to engage the community.
Excellent.
Have your employees volunteer. But weather was beautiful. Golf was amazing. Raised over $120,000 for 3 charities total. So they each got $40,000 plus. And it was really cool to see people to come together and celebrate, have fun, but also do something cool for the community. And it just shows the heart of Beaver. And then I'm here this morning, actually. So that's Beaver Toyota. We got some construction going on this morning. It's a whole thing.
Not a fake background. That's real.
That is fully real, Apple enhanced, no big deal. So,
awesome.
Man, we have a really cool new Auto Collabs episode out on all of our platforms right now. It is blending storytelling and AI feedback to create the ultimate training experience with Abby Vetter and Kathy Munoz. We got to spend some time with them. They're with Ford University doing some really cool stuff on how Ford and Lincoln dealers are going to be able to engage in training. So excited about that. You're going to check that out. And keep an eye on our socials because we are traveling, and you're going to check out what we're doing at dealers or conferences all over the country. I think that's the updates for us this morning, Jordan. We should get into it.
Let's get to it.
All right. So more info coming out daily, but dealerships across the nation are reeling after a devastating cyber attack on CDK Global, and it is now stating that there have been over $1.02 billion in losses, as reported by the Anderson Economic Group. Between June 19th and July 15th, dealerships have lost 56,000 new vehicle sales. AEG initially projected a $944 million loss, but has updated it to just over $1 billion due to some new sales data. AutoNation estimated the CDK situation had stripped $1.50 out of its second quarter earnings per share. And then on June 21st, more than 25 million of Bitcoin was sent to an address assessed by TRM Labs to be controlled by the ransomware group BlackSuit. So it looks like that may be the transaction for the ransom. AEG CEO Patrick Anderson highlighted the need for businesses to brace for potential cyber attacks, stating this episode is a wake-up call for the auto industry and a warning to all others. So money flying everywhere, Jordan.
Money everywhere. Can you imagine that they paid in Bitcoin? Are you surprised? 25 million, which is much larger than was initially projected. I mean, you heard 10 million, you heard 15 million. Someone even said 20, but now it's basically been proven it was 25 million. How crazy.
I can't believe that it was Bitcoin. Like,
yeah.
Leave it to a bunch of hackers to use Bitcoin, which is blockchain enabled, right? Like, what a wild thing. Still yet to be determined what CDK is going to do for the amount of losses. There's been some statements coming out that they definitely will be reimbursing dealers or helping them with billing, but nothing concrete yet. But man, 1.02 billion across the industry over just a month's period. Quite a massive hit to the overall revenue and profitability of dealerships across the country. Luckily spread pretty even, hopefully. So.
Yeah. And Kyle, even like the disparaging difference between what AEG found was the loss, so 1 billion compared to what the hackers actually got, which was 25 million. Man, those two numbers are pretty different.
Yeah, that's what a thing. Like, you got 25 million, but you impacted the industry by $1 billion.
Exactly. He destroyed the industry for $1 billion.
Wow. Brutal.
Yeah.
Keep it moving. General Motors CEO Mary Barra has adjusted the company's ambitious EV production target, signaling a shift in expectations amid slowing momentum for electric vehicles. She said that they will not reach the production capacity for 1 million EVs by the end of the year as previously aimed. She emphasized that customer demand will dictate the pace of reaching the 1 million EV annual. Recent battery production issues and delayed opening of an electric pickup truck plant near Detroit. However, they are increasing production of the electric Chevy Blazer and Equinox models to boost some sales. U.S. EV deliveries were flat in Q2 year over year, but increased 11% from Q1 per Cox Automotive. Barra remains confident the market will eventually support their EV goals, stating, "We won't get to 1 million just because the market's not developing, but it will get there." So still progress, but not as fast as they originally had hoped.
Yeah. Even in this morning, in our morning email, which if you don't get that, go to asodu.com and subscribe to our daily digest. They actually covered a little bit more on some changes for the Silverado EV. So they are going to change that a little bit pricing wise, trim level wise. It's really interesting to see Barra's response to that. She knows there's a high demand for the right vehicles, but whether it's an EV, whether it's an ICE vehicle, it's got to meet consumer needs. It seems like with this Silverado, at least they're able to get the mileage range that they're looking for, towing capacity, things like that. But I mean, consumers are really the ones to decide that if it really meets their needs or not. I mean, we're just going to see where Barra continues to take things, especially with the excuses about battery production issues or delays in opening. I just think it's a consumer thing. What's your take, Kyle?
Yeah, I'm just glad that they're kind of paying attention to the market at this point, right?
Yeah,
like,
that's right.
It
exactly.
seemed like for a long time that manufacturers were just taking a political stance or taking a pursuit of some dream that the consumer wasn't ready for. And now we're seeing Ford and GM and other manufacturers start to take a much more critical look to their production timelines and really resting on what consumer demand is actually asking for in the market, probably listen to dealers on what dealers are actually wanting, and listen to consumers on what they want from a retail sense.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's exactly right. Look to the consumer. That will dictate where the market's going to go.
Well, speaking of consumers.
That was a good one.
So as Amazon gears up for its 10th Prime Day, which I think they have like 10 a year, rival retailers are not sitting idly by. Major players like Walmart, Target, Kohl's, and newcomers TikTok Shop and Temu have launched their own summer sales to attract deal-hungry shoppers. Retailers are leveraging the excitement around Prime Day to offer their own discounts and promotions, aiming to capture some of Amazon's market share. July sales events help retailers pull back to school shoppers and those looking for summer items. They are all kind of closely monitoring each other's pricing, with some, like Best Buy, adjusting their deals in real time to stay competitive with Amazon. Perceived deals and the urgency created by limited time offers can drive significant consumer interest and spending. Kirthi Kalyanam, a business professor, notes retailers hype up their promotions to pull people in, but not all deals are competitive as they seem. Looks like the summer's going to be busy for those dropped sales.
I'm wondering how many packages are going to show up at my doorstep over the next few days based off what my wife buys.
Well, I think this is a genius move, actually, because when I think about it, like the way that I shop now, perceptively is Amazon is a starting place a lot of times for me, but it's not always the ending place of where I shop. Maybe it drives some interest or allows me to kind of like go deeper in funnel. But sometimes when I'm looking for a technology item or I'm looking for a consumer household good, I'll go to something that's a little bit more familiar, easy to grab. Maybe it's a thing that I actually want to pick up or go to in store. So for these retailers to be going, oh, Amazon is pricing, they're incentivizing purchase behavior, and now I'm going to kind of like draft on that is a genius move. And I think that as the auto industry, about these times when different retailers are creating incentives to draft on those incentives. We see that around the holidays, in particular when people are driving toward particular sales. But when you think about just like drafting on retail energy, it's something that I think as the auto industry, we should be doing.
Yeah, that's right. With like traditional shopping, I always think that there was some sort of loss leader that would get people into the store. So think like Best Buy around Black Friday. They'd have TVs that were marked down to get you in store so you'd buy other products. Here with Amazon, it's really about incentivizing those people directly to one product, which reminds me a lot of how retail automotive works. It's not like you can have a loss leader on one sedan just to get someone in the door to buy a truck. Like, it doesn't work that way. So it'll be really interesting to see the buying habits and the consumer dynamics that develop just based off of these simple principles of changing pricing and then increasing that demand and really creating that demand as a whole for those products, which, as we know, retail automotive marketers out there, sometimes they're the best at driving that demand for their stores. It's interesting.
Absolutely. Well, hey, take a little draft from someone else in pricing today, but that's all we got time for. Hey, Jordan, thanks for being here with us.
Oh, thank you.
We have had a ton of fun. I'm going to get to work on the ground in the dealership, hanging out. You're going to go serve someone. Have a great day.